Hey yo, what up nerds? Ethical hacking day 2. So we're going to start off with ARP spoofing today. So this is essentially what we're going to be doing. You guys can follow along with this. Again, this is all for educational purposes, blah blah blah, all that good stuff. And for those who don't know, there's some exercises at the end of a lot of these chapters. So I do recommend picking up the book, or you can just ask about them and I can do a separate video on them later. From what I'm understanding is ARP is essentially a protocol that reaches out to the devices on your network, a network, that essentially says, hey, what IP/MAC address does this device belong to? Essentially, with an ARP spoofing attack is you're more or less injecting this kind of information into, let's say, a router or another computer, and you're basically forcing that information. Essentially, we're going to be doing an ARP spoofing man-in-the-middle attack in order to read the data going to and from the victim PC. So essentially, we are conducting this attack on both the router and the victim PC so that they both think that we are, again, the middleman, and we are intercepting the traffic to and from. So let's get into it real quick. All right, so I got a couple of these terminals up on my Kali PC. I'll explain a couple as we go. So this one is for the router spoofing the target, and this one is for the target spoofing the router. And then down here I got a URL sniffer going. We'll get to that a bit. But for now, just to kind of see it work in action, we can see the current IP and MAC address of what our victim PC thinks is the router. Sorry, I totally forgot you had to run these as root user. So let's go ahead, start our attack. One side, and then the other. And if everything was done correctly, the victim PC will now recognize our device as the router, which means we should be able to run this as if the victim is going to google.com. And if you did everything correctly, Google will eventually pop up on here, basically saying it came from the victim's machine. Well, and that was about it for chapter 2. More coming up.